Hi, and welcome back to our podcast Art Will Power Life. My name is Anna.
My name is Simon.
And today we are going to talk about a book.
Reading.
We told you like a month ago that we would do this, and we gave you this month time to maybe read it or not.
Well, since we record this episode in advance, we will have told you that we will read. We will have read,
been telling you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see the future and the past.
Yeah, I mean that's not that exciting. Seeing the past.
Shut up.
So wholesome.
I think I'll just give you a quick summary of the contents of the book, which is, by the way, Transport, written by a German author who uses the pseudonym Phillip P. Peterson. It's self-published, and out of all 7 books that are out so far, the first 3 have English translations. That's fine in my opinion, because I read them all. And you could theoretically end it after the 3 books. Like it could work as a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
But I did ask the author if he'll have the other ones translated. I'll get back to you with that.
Yeah, if he answers.
Yeah, if he does. Who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe he will. My dad said that he might because he's self-published.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This book is about several death row prisoners who get to leave their cells to come to a big desert area in Nevada, where they get a few weeks training to get in shape again. First, you get to know all the people. Me personally, I had to write the names down because unless you're an ace at remembering names and traits, you're going to feel lost within the first few pages.
There's a lot of characters, yeah.
Yeah, 14. I counted 14. And the president. Yeah, whatever.
But who cares about him? Who cares about him?
The character whose head you're temporarily inhabiting is Russell. He's ex-military and a typical likable grey character who most people can identify with. At least I can. The point of view that the book is written in is third person limited. That means that the story is about he, she, or they, and not I. Limited means that the narrator is not omniscient. They can't tell each and every character's thoughts or feelings. Which is a pretty nice point of view, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
Yeah, no, I generally... I don't know, most of the time I'm just along for the ride. It doesn't matter that much what perspective the story is written for me.
Okay. Yeah, I just noticed it because, writer.
Yeah.
Anyway, once their training is completed, Russell and the other prisoners get led to a black hollow sphere that was found at the bottom of the ocean on the coast of California that has another smaller sphere levitating inside it. Yeah, it's levitating. Ooh. It's slightly bigger on the inside, and everyone inside it feels a slight headache. Huh, what's that about?
It's weird.
It's a transportation.
It's the stress.
Definitely the stress. Yeah, they're gonna die probably. It's a transportation device that doesn't move itself, but rather the matter inside it. Like, teleportation and stuff. There are other
transportation, maybe.
Who would have thunk?
I didn't know.
There are other similar spheres around the universe, and all of them are linked. You can use a keypad inside the sphere in a foreign, possibly alien language to determine your destination. The ex-death row inmates are supposed to get inside the smaller sphere, get transported to wherever, and if they come back alive, explain what they saw. If, and that's only if, they survive through 10 missions, they get to live. The book goes on to tell you about the various characters going into the sphere and their adventures. So now, you've heard my brief summary of the book. I ask you very dramatically to close your eyes and look into your soul to find out if you would like to read it. And if you do, and you haven't yet, please turn off the episode now. Since now we're going to discuss typical book club questions that will contain spoilers. I'll put the timestamp in the description, so once you've read it, you can come back if you like.
Yeah, and if you're Anna, you're just gonna take 2 days to read the whole 300-page book because you're insane and not normal. How do you read so fast? What's your secret?
I don't have any hobbies.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. But since we're now alone, dear book club, please get yourself a beverage of your own choice and maybe try to answer the following questions for yourself. So, Simon, I've been done reading this book for weeks. Weeks.
Yes, I finished yesterday.
I cannot wait to find out. What was your favorite part of the book? Please tell me, please.
Well, my favorite part, the part that I got a lot of satisfaction from was when, there's this guy who's really unlikable and, you just think he's kind of an asshole, but then he tries to molest one of the main characters, and that was uncool. So after his first mission in the transporter, when he gets transported back, he's just kind of a molten... he just kind of melts.
He's a mess, yeah.
Yes, he's a mess, and I thought that was kind of satisfying. I really liked that.
That was actually the scene that stuck with me the most.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, the one where O'Brien melted in front of everyone's eyes. It was very well described. I like that.
I liked that too. And generally, I really loved every time that Russell figured out something new about the transporter. And generally the mystery of the transporter and how it got to where it was found. It was found at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, the characters know absolutely nothing. Like, scientists are trying to figure out how this thing works, but... they've got no clue, and throughout the book, Russell...
Wait, at first they thought it was like kind of a communication device, right? They made that mistake, and then they tried pushing some buttons inside the tiny sphere. That's the transporter itself, and that moves you around. And then that scientist, that first initial scientist, like, I think he exploded or something?
Some
or
people
acid,
explode,
atmosphere, something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of explosions in this book.
He definitely died. And they made that mistake. And at first they didn't know what was up with that. And then when they transported someone again and he somehow survived, and then he had to step outside to actually notice that he was on another planet. Because how would you know?
Yeah, how would you know? Because inside of the transporter, everything just kind of seems the same gravity. Is the gravity the same inside the transporter?
No, it's not.
It's not?
It adjusts to the outsides.
Ah, okay.
But it goes deeper into that in the other 2 books that I read.
Ah, okay.
By the way, I just started book 5.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was actually when Russell started communicating with the sphere, because the sphere is, again, one of those characters that's just an inanimate object, but that actually talks back, like your characters that you sometimes do. I love those.
Yeah, it's like an artificial intelligence that has vast knowledge of the universe and also about its creators, which I thought was pretty interesting, like the backstory of the transporter.
Seriously. Yeah, and I love their relationship.
The relationship between the transporter and Russell.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought it was kinda just very normal. Like, I can't remember any banter between them. I think he's just kind of asking the transporter question and the transporter responds back.
Yeah, but he's
fine.
So cute.
They're just talking.
I don't know. I love inanimate objects. I don't know.
Okay.
What was your least favorite part?
Let me think about
I have
it.
opinions about this one. Believe me.
I just thought... me too, no, but I just thought the characters were kind of boring and not worth remembering. And I get that half of the characters get killed off in like the first 100 pages, so they probably weren't meant to be memorable. But even the ones that survived, I just kind of had problems sometimes. Like, except of the 2 main protagonists, Russell and Elise, a lot of the other characters kind of just blended into each other.
Their gang, right? Albert, I think it was, and another guy.
Jim and I don't know,
Yeah,
someone. And
that
someone who
gang.
doesn't talk a lot. Yeah, that
Yeah,
gang.
and then the asshole. The asshole also had a personality, but everyone else was like just faceless.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's
what.
just meat puppets that were there to show, oh no, the transporter's dangerous. Watch
Yes.
out.
Danger.
Don't just press random buttons.
Um, yeah, about that. I felt the same.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the whole beginning, like the first 3/5 of the book was just a fuck ton of information in very few pages, and to me personally, it felt like it didn't do the rest of the book any justice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was more theoretical and didn't really feel like it was inside of anyone's head. It was just spitting information and information and information, but it was actually still inside Russell's head. And me
Mm-hmm.
as a person that lives, I wouldn't think like that about my fellow death row people that are going to die with me, probably, you know? It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, badly executed.
Another part that I really didn't like was when you finally figure out the secret behind the transporter. That was also similar to what you just described. It was just like a dump of information, and I think you could have revealed the secret more slowly and not like in the last 30 pages. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like an info dump, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it felt. It was just like, here's everything you wanted to know, but just like right after, like just in one chapter, and you don't have any questions again, so it just go away. It was like kind of trying to tie everything together, but it did it in a very unsatisfying way, I thought.
Theoretically, yeah, it was a very, very slow burn. But the thing with that is, if you think about it as a trilogy, as a as the 3 books that are translated in English already, is one book, is one story, then 150 pages doesn't seem like that much for an introduction, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think if you were to read the other 2 books at least, you would kind of, you know, get satisfied with it again.
Okay, yeah,
bit more.
that's possible.
Yeah.
By the way, I was kind of okay with the book ending like it did. Just it could have been done. I think the series could have just stopped, because not because I don't want it to continue, but because I think it was at an okay place to just stop as like a one-off story. I didn't really get the sense that there are like open questions. There was more to explore,
Ooh,
of
wait,
course,
I
but
disagree so
yeah?
much, and so
Okay.
do many on the author's website. Actually,
Okay.
they ask so many questions, like so many open questions, and I don't know what's up with that, and why does that happen, and stuff like that. And I really don't want to say anything in case I
No, of
spoil something, because I'm like meshing the books in my head. But the author was just like, well, I guess you'll have to wait for the second book, because then we'll have the answers.
Well, no,
And it just keeps going and keeps going, and it keeps like revealing more stuff about the transporter. It's not finished at all. There are so many open questions in my mind, in my opinion.
No, there are a lot of open questions. I agree with that, but the way the story ended, it wasn't a cliffhanger like you have in a lot of books. There, it just kind of ended, and if the book series just stopped there, I think you would of course have questions about the transporter, but the story in itself could end there. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, true. But you don't need a cliffhanger to introduce a second part or a series.
You don't, but I don't know. That's what I'm kind of. I watch a lot of anime, and you have
Yeah.
like you have like oftentimes just cliffhanger after cliffhanger, and like One Piece. I love One Piece, and
Yeah.
basically every chapter is like 15 pages long, and after every like at the end of every chapter there kind of is a cliffhanger. So I'm just kind of expecting them at the end of the stories I read. That could be
Yeah.
part
So
of
that's your preferred endings, then.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like I'm wondering, what was up with the civilization that came before and made the transporters, even though that kind of gets answered, but I'm thinking there's probably gonna be more about that, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. The story didn't have a cliffhanger. That's what I was trying to say. And I like cliffhangers, you know.
But for me, the cliffhanger was just, okay, now they are going to a different planet. What's going to happen there? How are they going to do anything, actually? They took like some stuff, but they weren't able to pack everything that one would need. How are they going to eat there? What? There's so many questions.
They're smart. They're gonna figure it out. Basically, this is just after that it just becomes a slice of life story.
But
just
also, my biggest question was,
yes.
there's only one woman.
No, that was answered in the first part, like at the end. They
But it was explained in the second book.
But it was also explained in the first book, just very shortly. They visited one of the transport locations where previously a little research camp was stationed by the humans. And, you know, there were like 30 people, I think, and they got them to come to the planet where they have escaped to.
They were on Russell's planet,
Yeah, they were on Russell's planet
right, yeah.
That's where they first found anything living through the transporter. It was like weird grass, but it wasn't really grass when like viewed
it was
through
sucking
a
on the
microscope.
ground, and the ground wasn't dirt or earth or anything. It was just stone, and they were just stuck to it with a little sucking thing. And Russell just ripped them off and bagged them and took them back to us.
He killed them.
So cute.
He killed them.
No, he didn't. They didn't like pull anything from the stone. They were just What were they? They were like some sort of cell thingy.
Yeah, that was described as something like that.
Yeah.
Almost weird, but you know, that's fine. I like weird shit.
Same.
I like weird stuff.
And
Let's
I imagine
keep it.
them so cute. Like I imagine two googly eyes and you know, just that big old mouth, and that tiny body. So cute.
I don't think they were that advanced, but maybe in the future.
No, they definitely didn't have eyes. I imagine them as that. So cute. Okay. But what did you think of the writing? Like the style of writing? By the way, we read the book in German.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought
Both
you
of
read
us.
it in. I thought you read it in English.
No, I didn't.
Wasn't that the plan? That one of us read it in German and one of us read it in English?
No.
Was that another
The plan was
thing?
to just read it. I will read it in English one day, though.
Okay.
Definitely.
What did I think about the writing was your question, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special really. It just kind of got straight to the point, except, you know, the explanations of the more scientific stuff. They
were very elaborate, especially
They were
for
elaborate.
laymen.
Yeah, but there weren't really any sentences that made me go, damn, this man really writes, you know? There's just something about that. Sometimes there are just sentences that make you think, or that just make you stop and look into nothingness for a while, and this book really didn't have anything of that. It just was kind of smooth sailing.
I thought about that because one of the questions is, are there any standout sentences? And I really, really gave that some thought. And not really, except for that one sentence that they use as advertising. It's transport to where? Answer, hell.
That's such a B-movie quote for me.
It is,
so
but
cheap.
that's just a good quote, you know?
Is it? It's a good quote.
I think for me it's a good quote.
Well, it tells you what you should expect of the book. Like just fun, but not something deep or philosophical or something. Just it's gonna be fun ride, but you know, don't expect to have your horizons broadened.
Seriously,
by this
when you read that or hear that sentence, you think fun?
Yeah, it's like cool. They're going to hell. I wonder what's gonna happen there. Are they gonna meet Satan? Is it actual hell? Like I think that's cool. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, it's cool, but it's nothing special.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought that the writing in German was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to read the whole thing. But, you know, that's it.
It's basic. It's basic. You can read it. It was easy to read, I thought. I just
Definitely.
could finish.
It's one
I
of
could
those
have.
books that you could theoretically start reading with, even if you haven't read in years.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, there are some books that are pretty difficult to read in that circumstance, but this one, definitely doable.
Like you said, you've already read, like you're on the fifth book in the series now.
Yes.
Would you read another book by the author in
Oh,
not the same
100%.
series? Really?
Honestly, I did so much research on the guy. And on the Wikipedia page and on his website, they really promote the book Paradox. It's a trilogy. And that one has earned some awards, I think.
Oh, cool.
And I'm so curious because I think that was one of the first books. It was written before Transport, but everyone's praising it so much. I really want to read that.
Okay.
Because I
interesting.
really feel like the author is pretty good. Just Transport 1 didn't really get that across. It's not a good choice as a first book. I would have rather had him start with the second book maybe, and then the third book, or like, okay, let's do it like this: second book first, then the first book as like a rewind, what actually happened to get them there, and then keep going with the thing, because the first book is just something that could maybe make you want to not read more of that series.
It's not that bad because I've only read the first book, and I would read other parts of a series at least, but I wouldn't like immediately jump onto the next book. I've got to be honest. After reading some other books, after some time, I would like to read the second part of a series. And depending on how good that is, maybe I'm gonna finish the series, even though 7 books are like a lot and it's a big investment in time. But I'm like, the book Transport 1 was good enough to make me at least want to know what happens next, and I think that alone is an achievement.
Yeah. Book 2 needs the tiniest trigger warning though, for like one conversation inside the book.
Okay.
But other than that, it's fine. And book 3 needs a gigantic trigger warning because it triggered me so much, but not in a mental health way, but like triggered way, you know. Book 3 was not a fun ride.
Okay. Yeah,
but it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was very, very enjoyable and good, but it was not fun.
Yeah. Interesting. Now I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens in book 3. I kind of just want to jump to book 3 and see what it is that triggered you.
I mean, you could. They're all kind of standalone, I think, because he does explain what happened in the previous parts.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. I don't really like that. Because what if I'm reading the recap in the third book and I'm like, damn, the second book sounds really interesting. I wish I didn't just get spoiled massively.
That happens to me a lot. Yeah. So book 2 and book 3 actually triggered some emotion inside me, but book 1 did not. It excited me, but it didn't trigger any emotions.
Yeah.
It didn't impact my mood, which is a good thing because I'm usually very sensitive towards fictional content.
Well, I like it when it triggers my emotions. I loved it.
Yeah, but I don't like it when something depresses me, and that book didn't do that.
I kind of like it when something depresses me.
Oof.
I mean, there's this show, BoJack Horseman. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's very fun, but it's also massively depressing and makes you want to cry a lot. But it's my favorite show. I kind of like it.
Can you send me the name of that so that I will avoid it at all costs?
It's amazing. You should watch it. But, yeah, I'm gonna send you the name. It's called just for a podcast again. It's called BoJack Horseman. It's on Netflix, and everyone should watch it except maybe Anna.
Yeah, please no, not me. Did you reread any passages inside the books?
Nope.
Book. Sorry.
This is one of the questions where I told you I just answered nope.
Okay.
I was just kind of reading it and then it was over.
Okay. Me neither, actually, but I think I might have to reread the black hole passage, like where Russell comes out at a black hole and, singularity, and then steps outside and suddenly, I'm somewhere else, and now he's back again. And I didn't get any of that.
Ah,
I
okay.
just my dad explained it to me before, but that's the only reason why I got anything out of that passage.
Okay, so it's not because that part gets relevant again, it's just because you would like to understand it a bit better.
Definitely.
Okay.
I had no idea what happened. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, in the second and third book and fourth and not fifth, they explain some more about the black hole incident, and I think I kind of got it now, but I still would like to reread that passage.
Okay.
I'd like to reread the whole book in English, but I already said that. Maybe then I'll get it.
The thing with rereading books, for me, the book has to ask interesting questions or give very interesting answers, or it has to touch me emotionally, or it has to be so fun that I just had such a great time that I have to reread that book again, like Hitchhiker's Guide. I've read that 2 or 3 times already.
I still want to read that.
This book, like you said, you weren't touched emotionally, and I don't know, like none of the boxes were ticked for me to reread the book. Like I don't think I'm gonna.
Your boxes. Sorry.
It's fine. I don't think I'm gonna reread this part at least.
Okay. Yeah. What surprised me the most about the book is what I already said. The fact that it got so much better towards the end, and that the ending did actually make me want to read more.
Let me think. What was the question again? I forgot. What surprised me the most? Yeah. The ending. That's what kind of surprised me, because it gets revealed, I think, relatively early on that there's like a nuke on the site that the transporter is stationed at, because the president is kind of, I think it was the president who was kind of nervous about the possibility of an alien invasion happening through the transporter,
or maybe another transporter anywhere on Earth, and the Chinese actually, doing an invasion on them.
Yeah. So that's why. Yeah, America.
Sorry.
That's why he had stationed a nuclear bomb there, and I mean, I like that it was teased at earlier, and then because at the end of the book it actually gets used, but not to stop an invading army, but it gets used to destroy the transporter on Earth, because this happens like right at the end, and that really surprised me. Russell thinks that humanity is not ready for having the technology that...
Which it definitely isn't.
Isn't.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty clear from the way scientists talked about the transporter that they were gonna do some stupid stuff. And
maniac.
That's why he learned from the transporter how to destroy the transporter. And
Yay. See, that's one of those conversations that I liked a lot. Russell's like, could I destroy it with a nuke? Yeah, if you keep the door open.
Yeah, if you keep the door open.
Okay, thanks. So cute.
Yeah, and so they did that. And that was, I didn't think that was gonna happen. But it reminded me of like a dramatic principle. It's called Chekhov's gun. And I don't know, do you know Chekhov's gun?
I don't, please explain.
Chekhov, it was like a playwright, and he said something like, if you introduce a gun in the first chapter of your story, by the second or third chapter, it has to be shot. And that just basically means that you shouldn't introduce things in your story that never get used. Like, there shouldn't be a gun in your story if no one ever fires it, and there shouldn't be a nuke in the story if no one uses it. So I kind of really liked that. It wasn't like, by the way, there's a nuke in here, you can use it to destroy me. It was just like, okay, there's a nuke, I wonder if they're gonna use it, what are they gonna use it for, and then they use it in a really surprising way. I really liked that.
That was a cool plot twist. Yeah, I agree.
Chekhov's atom bomb, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Did your opinion of the book change as you read it? Because mine obviously did.
I was kind of like, shit, this is like B-movie garbage. I don't know why I'm reading this. This is just gonna be like a very Bible book sci-fi story. I get it, because I've read a lot of sci-fi, so... and while I didn't think it was particularly original. It wasn't that original. My opinion still changed about the book in a way that it held my interest, which I just didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought it's just gonna be a slog and it's just gonna be like, okay, it was a fine book. But no, I found myself interested in a lot of story elements.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed the plot way more than I thought I would.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you think the book was original, by the way? I think we are gonna have different opinions on that one.
Wait. Yeah, it did strike me as original.
Really? Okay.
Because,
yeah.
First of all, I don't read or watch a lot of sci-fi. I did read on the website that it was kind of like Stargate.
Okay. I haven't watched that.
Same, obviously. But yeah, it was one of those stories that I wish I had thought of.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because it's a cool idea.
It really is a cool idea, but it's not an original idea. I mean, I bet there are tons of stories that use the concept of a transporter, obviously, but the idea that there's an alien artifact found on Earth that kind of could change the way humanity works in a significant way, that's... Like, I've read that so often. It wasn't that new for me because I've read similar stories.
Okay.
From the tone or like from the implications that humanity could change in a major way. But I don't think it's necessarily that bad that I didn't think the book was original, because I don't think everything has to be original. Sometimes something can just be fun and familiar, and that's okay too.
Yeah. What that book reminded me of, actually, was the content about the SCP Foundation.
Ooh, I love the
about
SCP
that?
Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
That's for the listeners, that's where death row inmates work with supernatural and extraterrestrial things and beings. They're the disposable people in case
Fucking-
of danger to the scientists that are
Yeah.
researching the
D-class.
things and beings.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know that shit.
Exactly. Please read into that, because that's just a collection of weird fantasy stuff of different authors. I think it's kind of like Wikipedia, but with made-up stuff. So interesting. Maybe we'll do an episode or two about that.
Oh,
because,
that would be amazing, yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Another interesting idea is maybe we should each choose an SCP monster.
I have a favorite.
No,
I won't tell you, I have a favorite.
No, my idea would be that we use a random number generator and then we look at SCP number like 230
Sure.
and
And we
write
can
a short
compare our
story.
favorites.
No, we can write a short story about that thing.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think that would be really cool, and we can
course.
also do what you just said with the,
Yeah, we can do that in the same thing, because I don't think comparing our favorite SCPs would be a whole episode worth of content,
really cool SCPs though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I like the one with the ears, the one that makes ears.
The one with the... I don't know that one, but it sounds amazing.
Ooh, okay.
The one that makes ears. I like the first one, because the first one is in the wiki. It's like, this is such a mystery that the team thought of something. We're just gonna not reveal what the real SCP-1 is. We're gonna have like 10 different ones, and maybe some of them are fake and and one of them is real, but you will never know because this information is just too top secret, man.
I haven't heard of that.
Oh, you should read about SCP-1. Yeah.
Okay, but now we need to stop talking about SCPs. We can do that after the episode,
Okay.
because otherwise we're gonna
Okay.
get fully
Okay.
off topic.
A little teaser for future.
Yeah. Oh, if you could ask the author anything, what would it be?
Probably if the series was planned as a series from the beginning, or if it started as like a single book and kind of evolved because he just got more and more ideas about the transporter and how it could be used. That would be what interests me the most.
You're right. Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, because
And
like I said,
I
it could have
asked already, no?
theoretically stopped after the first book.
Yeah.
And it would have been a fine ending. Like, it wouldn't have been great or anything, but it would have made sense as an ending, I think.
Yeah, and then again, it could have stopped after the trilogy, so that would be interesting to see. And I also wonder if he plans on writing more books,
Yeah, that
because
would be
there are
interesting.
7 so far,
It's a lot of books, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the book's title, do you think that's nice, or
I mean,
would you change it?
There's a transporter. The book is called Transport. Kinda checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of the questions that you sent me, we have like a bunch of book club questions. Is there an alternative title for this book that you think would fit? And I really liked mine. I want to read it. Where is
Yes.
it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, new title. Don't trust death row inmates.
Yeah. You're always with the funny stuff. Yeah, my title is it works. No, it's not a title. I
That's
just
a
wrote it
pretty good
works.
title. It's the title. Yeah. So no. Yeah.
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 Is this book overrated or underrated?
It's kind of rated, if you know what I mean. It's not over or underrated. It's good. It's good at the position it's at. I think it's like a little secret. Maybe if you've read a lot of sci-fi or read like all the popular authors, this is like something else that you can read, and you probably like it, but it's not something that has to be on all the billboards. I think. I
Yeah.
think it's fine where it is right now. It could be priced a bit better. I think you could ask for more money, because I think it's really
Yeah,
cheap
it's
on
I think
Amazon. But
$3.99 in euros.
you could get
The ebook.
yeah, you could you know
$2.99,
$6.99.
something like
That's
that.
fine. It's $6.99.
But
Know your
that's the
worth,
thing
man.
with self-published stuff. The more you ask, the more you have to give Amazon, and I think
Okay.
I think it makes sense to price it at that. At
Yeah,
least the ebook.
I just want him to make more money, because he
Yeah, same.
doesn't write half bad. It was great. I liked
Yeah,
it.
but I think with Paradox, for example, he made some money, and also I think at some point he actually got a publisher, if I'm not completely mistaken.
The
So it's
dream.
possible that the books get pricier.
Could be. Yeah, but
But I
like,
really
just
didn't.
this one.
Please don't nail me down on that, because I have no idea.
Yeah. Now the people listening know that we are two dum-dums that just kind of talk about stuff.
Definitely.
It's fine.
But I did some research, and I read a bit on the website and on Amazon, and people were praising the first book.
Really?
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
much.
yeah, it was good. It was good.
And I think it's the tiniest bit overrated.
Really?
But that's
Okay.
only from a writer's perspective. That's only my opinion, my personal opinion. The first book. I'm not saying the series is bad. On the contrary, I like the series a lot. But the first, third, the first 3/5 of the book, like a bit more than half of the book, is just, from my writer's perspective, overrated, just the tiniest bit.
Yeah.
There were lots of good elements, but as a first book for that long a series, it's kind of a risky choice, like I already said. But honestly, if everyone likes it so much, maybe I'm just incredibly petty. But
You
I
have high
did
standards.
find,
That could be. Yeah.
yeah, I did find one article by some German who was very, very angry, and he was like, "Why is everyone rating this so good? I don't understand. It's garbage. I hate it. If you want to buy this and I couldn't convince you otherwise, then it's at your own risk. You assholes, I hate you." Such a weirdo, honestly. And I'm like, no.
How dare you enjoy
no.
things? What are you doing?
That is not something that I would ever, say about that book. Like, what the heck?
No.
I'm just saying, you need to be prepared to read the second book to actually find out how good the series actually is.
No, it's like 7 out of 10. That's what I would rate the book. It's a good book.
I'd say
Enjoyable.
a 6. I'd say a 6.
Really,
The first
6?
book.
Because
Yeah.
you sound a lot more.
Second book is a 8.5.
Oh, okay. That's way up there. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
And now you made me want to read the second book. But that's gonna happen someday, and we're probably gonna talk about that on the podcast too.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool if we eventually go through all the parts of a series.
Well,
Could be interesting.
the trilogy at least.
At least the trilogy, yeah, sure. I don't know if I want to commit to 7 books. You're right, but
Yeah, and also
3
they're
books
not
makes
translated yet, so we'd
Yeah.
have to wait a couple of
would
years,
be
or
kind
maybe.
of dumb. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Reading noises.
Reading noises. Simon, who do
Yes.
you most want to read this book?
I don't know. People that like sci-fi, I guess. I don't think anyone has to read this book. That's my problem. It's just, I mean, if you like sci-fi, sure, but it's not like you read this book, it will change your life, man. It's just like, want to read a good book, have a nice time, maybe be done in a week. Read this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that maybe if one of your friends goes on holiday and he needs a book to read on the plane or on the beach, this is fine. This is like, this would be great for me for something like that, just to get.
Yeah, someone in the comments on his website were like, I was on vacation and I brought like 3 books with me, and within a week I read them all.
Yeah, they're very, very readable. At least the first one. I could always just know if I started this book, my mind is not gonna like melt. I can read my 50 pages, which is like what I read in a day before I start getting bored of any book. It doesn't matter how good it is, but I could always read my 50 pages every day, and it was fine. I liked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I currently only know 2 people who enjoy sci-fi. That's my dad and Simon. And since my dad recommended the book to me, actually, he's the one to thank for this content. I picked the listeners, because if you are still listening and you haven't read the book, please read it.
Yeah.
Maybe wait a month until you've forgotten all about this episode and then read it. Go on.
Then tell us what you think.
And then tell us what you think. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I want to know what you think.
Yeah. All right. Any closing thoughts or any other questions we want to talk about?
I think we're done. I have another fun fact.
Yeah, please do tell.
The author actually used names from people working at NASA and pieced them together to make the names of the people in this book.
That's cool. I like it when the names have like meaning behind them.
Yeah, and someone on his website complained that it was all Old English names, and he was like, in response, well, I used the names of NASA, so what does that say about NASA? Really funny guy.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm really thankful for is that by reading this book, I realized that maybe I shouldn't just read the popular stories. Maybe there are a lot of hidden gems by less popular or less known authors, and I really like that I found that out, because I don't know if I would have started reading these kinds of books by myself, to be honest.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Anastat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any finishing thoughts?
Russell did nothing wrong. That's it. That's my closing thoughts.
Yeah, Russell's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's fine. He's
my favorite grey character.
he's cool, He's not like amazing, but I liked him. He was like a likable protagonist.
He's not really a hero.
No, but
because he was a death row inmate and did some stuff wrong and stuff, but
yeah. He was okay. I liked him.
Absolutely.
But
okay.
Writing a good protagonist is also really hard, and who does it? Like, let's be honest. I don't know. It was fine. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Good book.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Nice.
Yes.
7?
Yes. I'd say 7.
Yeah.
6.5. Let's say 6.5, because
let's meet in
while
the
thinking
middle.
about it,
6.5.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
6.5 out of 10. Official Art Will Power Life review. Printed on your book, man.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next time, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye. It's a nice intro. I really like the part where you introduced everything.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Let's just wing it.
Let's just
Come on, let's just do it.
Yeah, fuck it, man. Okay.